But like I said, I was on Phish Reddit and couldn't help but notice they had a little post about people talking about their worst experiences.
Oh, they're pretty bad.
This is a bad cross section of Reddit users and Phish fans.
Right.
You're gonna get some weirdos.
Yeah,
in here.
especially because a lot of old Phish fans are more bloggers.
They're Gen X as fuck.
Yeah. Entitled. They have mortgages now. It's
This is pre-blogs. These are like news search weirdos that were like, right when they came out with Windows 95.
There's a whole ass old website called Fantasy Tour.
Oh, yeah.
That these people fucking just argue about
PT.
shit.
Yeah, they talk
you
about
want
it.
to find the most hateful language on the planet? It's not World of Warcraft. It's Fantasy Tour.
Fantasy Tour. This one is from Haley's comment. Good one.
Phish people love that shit.
During the Disease Jam, that's the song Down with Disease, Carter.
Yeah.
Sam. During the Disease Jam at Deer Creek 2021, my first show back since the pandemic, a dude in front of me just turned around and punched me in the mouth. He wasn't trying to fight me, though. He just turned around and punched me and then turned back. His buddy was like, sorry, man, he's just tripping, And when I tried to talk to him to get some clarity, he was like, come on, man, we already apologized, and then turned away.
I mean, you ever have a jam so good that you just want to punch a stranger?
Perhaps the song Punch You in the Eye by Phish.
Yeah,
it inspired him.
Down with Disease is a lot heavier than Punch You in the Eye.
That's true. But it's more on brand,
I like how the three of you have just been so quiet.
Trying.
Hey.
Carter's like, I can't interject because I have no opinion or frame of reference.
There's that Down with. Look, I like Down with the Sickness too. It's a great song. I like it when you guys go I love that part.
Uh-huh.
That came later.
He's been sitting on that one for the last 10 minutes.
I was thinking about like how in post pandemic, like right afterwards, going to concerts and shit like that, when it was like officially okay to do it, or even like movies. Just like how people can't compose themselves, really.
Yeah.
Like, it's still kind of a lingering thing. Kind of like this residual effect of like being cooped up for 2 years thinking you're going to die, to where like you're out at something that you really love and people are like kind of like me and Seth went to go see Chinatown yesterday at the Egyptian Theater.
Oh, sweet.
And there was some guy there who has clearly seen it like a million times, who's just going like at every plot twist, he's like, ha ha! He's like yelling at the screen.
Dude, I hate seeing movies at like New Beverly because of people like that.
It's just like, can you look, I'm not saying don't love what you love, but can you tuck your boner a little bit? Like a little bit.
The mystery of the film was solved in 1974 when it came out.
Right, like we've all seen it. We've all seen this. But
I just want clarification on did the man turn around and swing on the dude, or was he like waving his hands around and accidentally punched
It says
him?
he turned around, punched him in the mouth, and then just turned back, and the guy was like, hey, man, he was just tripping, So
there's like a lot of barely contained rage, and that's it's like passing. It's like, I'm just riding a groove wave. Like, there's a lot
Down with Disease is a pretty heavy song.
I mean,
so it's just like, and there's no mosh pits at a Phish show, so
there were some
There's probably a
people.
lot of anger problems.
yeah. Well, yeah.
Oh, there's evil
not as much
hippies.
as, like,
dude.
Widespread
there's
Panic
a
or something,
well, we love a Widespread Panic too, but like Widespread Panic is more like a southern kind of thing.
They've got evil in that audience, man.
Oh, of course, and it's just and that's 90% of the time I'm only punching at the fan bases of every jam band.
Yeah.
Because everybody thinks that their shit is the best shit, and it's like I think it's all good. Like I'm like a rarity where I like all of it. Like I hate way less than I like.
Yeah, well, to your point, Carter, it's like I like that it's right after the pandemic, and most people are just trying to like kind of keep to themselves.
They're feeling a little weird that they're
and
out.
this guy's just like fuck everything, and just punches a guy, presumably in a mask on his mouth. Who knows?
Yeah.
Well, now, Deer Creek
gives
is
him a little rap on the
Deer
old
Creek is
chin-chin.
an outdoor venue. So.
Oh, okay, right on. This one is Tiger Town Terror. Lakewood Amphitheater, maybe 98, a syringe flew over my head and stuck in the ground in front of me like a lawn dart. Totally freaked me out.
Yeah.
God damn.
God, the only thing I could think of that is worse was there's this band called Death Valley Meth Lab.
Did they have a weird fan base, Jesse?
We're
So
listening.
this and Kyle knows about this. I guess he was actually friends with the singer Shotgun Mike. He he got it. Well, to be fair, he did have a shotgun that he modified to put a microphone in it, and I assumed it was theater blood, but then again, he did just throw goat heads into the crowd where we played soccer with it. And when they played in someone's backyard, they did the same thing. They threw the goat head. I picked it up, and like Pac-Man, I was just like doing waka waka waka.
Okay. We went from heroin needle, which it could have been insulin.
Could have been.
We don't know that was heroin.
I'll tell you, every time I've seen someone with diabetes who needed an insulin shot, they throw the needle as far away from them as possible too, because it's like, I had the insulin, I'm done.
I don't need this. Don't need it.
Yeah. No, look, if you're feeling free, hoist that javelin. You know what I'm saying?
Hoist is another good album.
Hoist, a great album with the big country horns. Oh my god,
it's probably that guy's favorite album, right?
Julius, what a fucking killer song. This guy,
Cream Tea, that's a good one.
This guy is Banker with Pills.
Banker with Pills?
Banker with Pills.
It's a reference to the song Fluffhead.
Fluffhead.
Okay.
Fluff went to a banker asking for, what is it? Asking for a grin.
Stop saying Phish lyrics.
Hey.
Stop.
I found Sam's button.
Watch this episode get the most fucking listeners that you've ever had. Sam.
Yeah.
I'd be happy. I'd be
so happy.
thrilled
So
if that
happy.
happened.
Yeah. Alpine, Night 1, 2022, sitting next to the fucking asshole who wears a chicken hat every show. And I saw multiple references to the chicken hat guy on this Reddit. So he is a known entity.
We hate the chicken hat man?
We don't like him.
This guy don't like him.
No, yeah, it's it's a hat with like the legs that come down.
Yeah.
Like you could tie them under your chin. It's like a winter hat.
Yeah.
And Alpine Valley is an outdoor venue, and they usually play in the weather's decent, but it could have been cold.
Comedian Chris Fairbanks gifted Joe Raines and I a peacock version of that hat for our show Yellowhammered, because there was a peacock there. But yeah, he says, so this guy, chicken hat guy, talked the entire show. I leaned and respectfully asked if he could tone it down, to which he replied, "No, fuck you. Thanks for wearing the same hat every show. I now tell everyone around me to avoid you at all costs, dickhead."
It's the same thing. Yeah, like that is the most annoying part of nerddom, is like you go to a thing that we've all seen before or whatever, seen some iteration of, and then hear the guy like with the movie go, "Luke, I am your father. Yay, this is about me too. Me too."
Or they went to like hang out, you know.
No, that's what the banker is complaining about is what's called chompers, which are people that talk during the Phish show. And like the rule is, if the band is jamming and you got to talk to someone, just go to their ear, talk to them, whatever. But if you're talking while the band's playing, it's annoying. No.
Hey, I can absolutely respect that. That shit drives me nuts when people spend like hundreds and thousands of dollars to be at a thing just to go fucking talk.
I know people who've made hundreds of business cards that just say "shut the fuck up, chomper," and they'll hand them out to people talking at the show.
Oh, that rules. I love that.
There was
they should just punch him in the mouth at that point.
They should do that at comedy shows, movies, restaurants, even. Everyone just silently eat.
Chomper.
Except when kids are robbing the bank.
Yeah.
This incident came up a lot. You mentioned Dick's Sporting Goods in Colorado, the home of the Colorado Rapids, the soccer team there.
It's a great venue.
I'd never been there, but there was an incident that got referenced many times, which is the doo-doo.
Yeah, people shit on the floor. I mean, these are all 100% true stories. Like, I'm not defending Phish fans as not being horrible people, okay?
Well, this particular...
Do they not have bathrooms at these events?
They do, but they don't want to give up your spot.
When you got people that are so territorial, you're just like, I'm not missing any of this.
You got a bunch of rabid rail kids beating down your door trying to stop you from having fun.
Yeah, you're gonna shit where you lay. You know?
Yeah. If they're gonna play Esther, I'm gonna
bake one off right there on the ground.
Yeah,
well, if you step in it.
I mean, look, if you're the type of person that shits at a Phish show, like it's not gonna be a solid shit. It's gonna be a 3 days of drugs and
grilled cheese sandwiches from the Bible bus.
Like it's orange. Yeah. It's orange and it smells like a trash can.
Is that the grilled cheese Bible people still around?
No, I think they got ran off, but there was like a culty bus.
Oh, the Daughters Deli. Or not Daughters Deli. That's the LA one. What does it go to? 12 Tribes.
Yeah.
They shit on the floor at Daughters Deli?
No.
There was like a culty.
I was just hungry and thinking about corned beef.
I love a corned
It
beef.
seemed like it was clean in there. I didn't see all the diarrhea on the
Daughters
floor.
is great, by the way. There's a new location on Sunset. Go eat at Daughters.
No, it's actually something that you've brought up on the show before. The Yellow Deli out of Chattanooga.
Yes.
The cult that runs that, the 12 Tribes.
It's like brown and cream colored, like bus.
It's like a
tour
wooden
bus.
triple decker bus that goes around to these shows and stuff like that.
Yep,
and then
Great breakfast.
I get great breakfast and a vast network of child beatings.
I was going to say you can see the terror in their eyes, but boy, those flapjacks.
I mean, yeah, check out the show Behind the Bastards about that 12 Tribes cult. Fucking wild. This last one here, and this was I forgot about the dookie. They the famous thing about this dookie is that this lady dukes on the floor, and because everybody comes strapped to Phish shows with glow sticks, in order to warn a brother about the dukes, everybody stuck glow sticks in the duke.
Yep.
This is a community.
They're playing with shit now.
I'm gonna tell you.
They're just
That's
putting out a
playing with
warning.
shit.
No,
No one
it's-
does that outside your apartment.
Not scared.
I just step in it.
Listen, I'm telling you this. 90% of Phish fans are the most horrible human beings you've ever wanted to meet in your entire life. But 10% of them, like I have friends in this community that I could get a call right now. I would leave the podcast and fly across the country to help them. That's how kind and generous and thoughtful some of these people are. And
Will
they're
they do the
very
same for
supportive.
you?
100%.
Let's
The-
call them right now.
okay.
Let's fucking prank them.
You
abuse
know
their
what?
friendship,
It's not
yeah.
going to be poison that comes your way. You're gonna get fucking hero dosed on some LSD, and you're gonna become a born again Christian after this. Shout out to Ben Folds.
Yeah, I was going to say climb a tree and never come down.
These cheese puffs are open. Whatever. It's probably fine. 5-second rule. 5-second rule on these
No,
open
seriously,
cheese puffs.
I'll tell you this quick story. When
Sure.
my dad was dying of cancer, a buddy of mine who is in the cannabis industry, I needed to make some hash medicine for my father because he was on chemo and he was dying of stage 4 cancer. And I went down to his place and I had a stack of cash, and he hands me a 20-gram jar of oil, and I go to peel off some money. He goes, "Just go take care of your father." You know what I'm saying? Like, these
Yeah,
are those
that's
people.
decent, yeah.
Like, these are those people that, where it's not a money thing. It's just they take care of each other. And as someone who doesn't have, like, a large extended family, like, these are my family. Like, I go to any city in this country, and I'm going to run into someone that I know either casually, someone like Chicken Hat Guy that we know to stay away from.
Yeah.
But it's like, it's the same as someone who's got a big dysfunctional family, you know? And it's a sense of community that people get at, like, church or Juggalo shows, you know?
Right,
Like,
right.
it's like people talk shit on ICP.
I was going to say, have you read the Nathan Rabin "You Don't Know Me But You Don't Like Me" book?
No.
That Nathan Rabin, a great pop culture reviewer, toured for a summer with Phish and then went to The Gathering as well, and then wrote a book and talked about it. And the name of the book is "You Don't Know Me But You Don't Like Me."
Right.
And it's just about those two scenes and their similarities.
And which scene did he say was the friendlier of the scenes?
But see, I think his point was that they're both misunderstood to some degree. So,
100%.
yeah.
I don't turn on Phish in my day to day. Rarely. I like turning on the XM radio every once in a while. But I prefer to enjoy it in the space that feels like a spiritual experience for me.
Sure.
And it's 4 dudes who are just fucking the best of friends that are music nerds, and like they just care about the crowd that shows up for them.
Yeah. This last one here, and I think this will go nicely into a little thing I pulled off the internet, and you could probably speak to this. Ruben Mendez, Gorge, 2018. Got back to our camping spot after the show, and the Nitrous Mafia was set up in our campsite. I mean, if you feel
I've heard
comfortable,
of these guys.
Yeah, I'm like Sam. I have nothing to say about it.
are you?
No, read the whole thing.
Okay.
What's people doing inhalants,
And
right?
let him wax poetic on the story here.
Yeah. So there was almost 100 people and way more empty balloons all over. Of course, they wouldn't leave, so I turned on my car alarm. That didn't work. So now there's a blaring car alarm beckoning more wooks to our site. Wooks, short for Wookiees, nickname for hippies, for those uninitiated. Finally, the security dude on a moto bike came by and scared away most of the mob. The motorbike guy didn't catch the dispenser and instead emptied the tank right there and then left the empty tank. So I moved it to a clearing, and some guy comes up and decides to take the tank. When the mafia comes back looking for the tank, they see the dude walking away with the tank. Jesus, Mr. Mendez, how many times are we going to say tank? And gives him a serious chase ending at our neighbor's camp. And it climaxes with the mafia body slamming the dude onto a folding table while the campers look on in shock. Body slam complete. The dude is groaning and moaning, rolling on the ground on the destroyed table. The mafia guy picks up the tank and walks away, shouting warnings to everyone else to not touch the tank. I got lucky by 15 seconds.
That's right.
Don't touch that damn tank.
The Nitrous Mafia, they just pop up, and they have. I mean, I remember a time where they had like Nextels, where they would chirp each other. Yeah,
Yep.
they would chirp each other where the cops were. There's lookouts. It's like The Wire. But
But it's balloons.
On Fish Lot. Right. It's called, I mean, Nitrous is like Hippie Crack. And,
Yes.
And it's like you'll see people walking around. Someone mans the tank. Someone walks around with fistfuls of balloon. 2 for $20. No deals. 2 for $20. And the bigger the balloon, like people are, you're selling gas basically. And
right.
the tanks themselves, like full tanks are like $150, $200, and each balloon, if you're selling 2 for, you can make a lot of fucking money.
Oh, yeah.
And so, like, when the security or
It doesn't
police
last that long either, right?
30 seconds.
30
flat,
seconds,
yeah.
but you've got a punch, like a clown punching balloon size full of nitrous. And
Yeah.
And please sit down, you fucks.
Yeah, don't keep walking because
Sit
you'll
down.
pass out.
Yeah, sit down. Because I remember I was doing Nitrous. It was Seeing Further, which was Phil Lesh, Bobby Weir, and the remaining members of the Grateful Dead. And I had 2 big balloons, and I was on a 10 strip of acid. And I remember huffing one big balloon in and started fishing out.
Yeah.
Like spinning around, like yelling, "Help me, help me, help me." And then I came out of it, and my balloons had blown away. And people were like, "Are you okay?" And I just giggled and ran away. Like, that's what this shit does. Like, it's insane.
That could have been the 10 strip of acid too.
I mean, it was on top of it. Like, it was
Yeah.
like that. Like, I've eaten many a 10 strip.
That's good.
Well, I kind of got curious about the Nitrous Mafia. The first time I ever heard them referenced was my very first Bonnaroo I went to in 2004. We ended up right next to, I don't know if they were the proper mafia, but we were right next to.
Hey, how you doing?
yeah. How about
Hey.
some gas?
You wanna do some keyboard dust
How
already?
about some gas?
Don't worry about it.
I swear to God, that nitrous tank was like 5 feet from my head because all night.
It's a horrible sound.
It goes on and
Yeah.
on. They never stop selling guys, weirdos walking through our campsite the whole fucking time.
And these people don't ever go into the show.
No.
They never.
No,
this
the
is
mafia
not,
definitely
like,
doesn't.
Like, I know people who like their nitrous, and they'll just get their own personal tank and sit in their own car, like, or whatever, like adults.
It's a little bit after work. I don't know.
But
Just
there are. I
take
mean,
down a whole tank of nitrous.
there will people that will argue that the Nitrous Mafia is the dark entity that follows these bands around.
They're the Volt Dark,
dark
energy.
energy, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
they
yeah.
are the Maxima Energias of the.
I just want to read a little bit of this. This is John H. Tucker writing for the Village Voice. A hiss pierces the air as music fans wait in line outside the Brooklyn Bowl in Williamsburg. Across the street from the venue, a man stoops over his tank, inflating balloons and passing them to his associates by the fistful. He shuts off the valve.
I want to speak to my associates.
This is a crew.
This is the crew.
I've never heard of one.
This is my associate, Dr. Clown Penis.
Deciding his handlers are moving too slowly, he picks up the tank and slams it against the corner of the warehouse, sending a shrieking echo into the night. Quote, "I don't see you working fast enough!"
Yup.
He yells. He then unleashes an exploding stream of gas into the air, firing left and right, cackling devilishly like a kid with a water pistol. Terrifying, dude. Why isn't this a
I'll
movie?
tell you what, you're not going to get this at a fucking Dave Matthews Band concert.
Yeah,
Oh, yes, you are.
Yeah, you will.
Yes, the
will.
fuck you are, because those
I mean,
nitrous
look, like,
guys,
I mean, for all intents and purposes, like, Dave Matthews is a jazz
they are
man.
beyond more than they are.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah, they have people that have seen, like, you think people that have seen Phish 100 times. There are people that have seen Dave Matthews Band 100 times.
the particular guys dealing the nitrous
Stand
behind me in 2004
Yeah, and
were
they
playing.
are a staple staple at any jam band show.
Oh, yeah.
And even a lot of, because it bleeds into the like electronic music community.
Yeah.
Like,
Sure.
you know, like dubstep and house and
IDM and all that
yeah,
stuff.
yeah. EDM.
EDM. Whoops.
IBM. Yes.
IBM.
Yeah,
International Business Machines. And
Yeah.
it's taken
Wait,
over.
Wasn't IDM? Was that a thing?
IUDs?
Intelligent dance music. That was a
Urinary
Is
devices.
that like Q
It's
and not
like-
you?
no. It's like headphone techno. I
Oh,
think is
okay.
what it is.
Yeah,
Yeah, like Aphex Twin and shit.
this guy says, "Fatty whippets!" yells the balloons man.
Ice
8 or 9
colds.
dealers holding
Ice Colds, 2
balloons.
for $20, no bro deals.
No bro deal.
So the Boston capo of the Nitrous Mafia, who they are calling Dimitri, he says the security here is cool.
Yep.
And so apparently the security guys, they just either pay them off to let them in, or they just beat the shit out of the security guys
Yep.
if they're unarmed.
Well, they don't care. Like, here's
They
the
just
thing.
don't
Like,
give a fuck.
Phish played the Hollywood Bowl last year, end of April. So last April, and I didn't see anybody stop the Nitrous people.
No, they just walked right in.
Yeah, and you gotta
We're
look
just
at-
Fast and Furious
well,
fans.
but look at it this way: you're talking about the crew and like how strategic they all are. Just imagine each of those tanks is pulling like 2 G's and $150 investment.
This is the math on it. So with,
Crazy how they just turn a blind eye to that shit.
So with the ability to fill up to 350 balloons per tank, which they sell from anywhere from $5 and $10, they can bank more than $300,000 per festival.
Yep.
So this is
Yeah, it's
very, very good money.
selling gas. I know people who sell gas. Like it's out there. It's one of those things. It's a staple. Like, as much as you hate it, it's a gross, dark energy. But these people are just trying to make money too.
Do you know anyone who's been like hassled for it or like by the
Arrested?
police? Yeah, arrested.
Oh yeah, but they set themselves up in such a way that when one leg breaks off, like the rest of them carry on. So it's like there is no like you handle your business. It's like anything else. It's like when you would like watching any like gangbanger movie, like where the kid on the corner gets paid to watch for the police, and then there's someone that's serving, there's someone that's holding the weight, and the reason they segment it is because there's different offenses for different crimes. And so with the nitrous is really, it's just hard to prove. And that's why like the tank's not worth shit.
Right.
Like as far as you get a deposit back on the tank of like $150, but the gas itself, that's why in the earlier tale, like, you know, someone ran off and then they wanted their tank back.
Yeah, yeah.
And when they saw it wasn't like actual police, they beat the shit out of them.
Right.
It's like some guy getting out of court and it's like some guy like, you took your first hit like a man. he rips some nitrous.
What's going on?
You got your purse pinched, dude.
Oh, you popped your cherry.
So this guy they end up talking to was ex Nitrous Mafia. Explains they're calling him Sean. Explains that the Boston ring of the Nitrous Mafia is made up of about 16 members split into 2 units. And Dimitri, the guy with the New England accent who was slamming the tank against the wall, they're getting their nitrous apparently from a kitchen supply store. So that's where they get it, where they fill up. Theoretically, nitrous is for whipped cream
Homemade whipped
containers.
cream.
Yeah, exactly. So
That's what they're called whippets.
Yep, and that's where they're filling it up. So during festival season, gang members are able to fill 40 nitrous tanks at a time for $75 each.
Yep.
So God,
I was pretty close.
damn. Well, this is from a few years ago too, so
Yeah.
inflation and all, you're probably dead on. By the mid 80s, the nitrous tanks began appearing on shakedown streets.
Yep. With the Grateful Dead.
With the Grateful Dead, and that is for you, Sam Carter. Shakedown Street is that's like the market, the open air market.
I've heard of this.
The bazaar.
The bazaar.
When Wes came to see Grateful Dead,
yeah.
he was talking all about just hanging out on Shakedown.
Shout out to Wes Van Horn.
Hell
everybody.
yeah.
I love him.
Many deadheads are turned off by the tanks from the onset. Quote, they're sketchy, says one fan. They're shit, says another.
Oh, yeah.
One fan cuts right to the point. These guys don't even know who Jerry Garcia is, and they never will.
And they do not give a fuck.
I was like, I feel like they might know that.
I mean,
They know he exists. But
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
just drug
I think
dealers.
that the statement like that is made by old heads all the time. Like, they didn't know what Jerry really wanted. You know, like it's all about the music, man.
This is a quote from a Philadelphia nitrous dealer named Beef. Says,
Chief Beef.
mad adrenaline, mad money, mad pussy.
Yep.
Explaining why he got into the business, he's standing outside the electric factory in the club-cluttered Northern Liberty section of the city near the end of a Wilco show on Saturday night. So even Wilco's getting in on this shit.
A lot of money to be made.
Beef is with 5 of his gangmates. Together, they have 3 watermelon-sized tanks stored in Nike gym bags with reserves stowed in the trunk of their car. Beef denies that nitrous leads to problems, and with a jovial, appealing demeanor, he seems to be anything but dangerous. He says he's smarter than most dealers. Quote, some people are ignorant, and they blast it all night, but me, I try to be respectful. Asked about the violence, he says, I mean, yeah, but you could get in fights over anything. You get fight over cigarette.
Dude, I'm like realizing how boring the concerts I go to are.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Just people openly doing drugs.
Yeah.
No, I go to like see like the Pixies or something. It's just a bunch of people drinking hazy IPAs and going to bed at 8. Like, this is fucking nuts. Like, I need to go see this.
No goat heads at your.
Surely somewhere. I don't know.